Hi, this is Kathleen with Kal-Ven Tag and Title Service located at 627 North Carlington Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland. Zip code is 21205. Phone number is 410-668-6000. Website is www.kalventagtitle.com. Hours are Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 7. Sunday is 11 to 6 p.m. I'm also a Pennsylvania licensed tag and title agent here in the state of Maryland. Today, I want to talk about something I noticed today. I had a customer that came to register a vehicle, a deceased vehicle. And I noticed that this person was not flagged. But the good thing is that this person came with the required documents. So if this person didn't have the documents, and I registered this vehicle, MVA would have been asking me for other documents. So I just wanted to let MVA know that this person passed away in 2023 and the person was not flagged. And this is 2025, 2 years now, and the person was not flagged. So in a case whereby some of them will walk into the business, with just the title, and some of them will come, they don't talk much, they will just so I just bought this vehicle, and then they put the information and I come to my computer to register the vehicle. If my system did not flag this customer as deceased, my system, I will not be able to know that this person has passed away to ask this customer for additional paperwork. So that's why I'm making this video, because I called MVA when the person mentioned to me that this person passed away, and they were giving me the paperwork, and I had to call MVA to find out why the person was not flagged. After I must have put the VIN number in my system. When I put the VIN number in my system, the system did not tell me this person was deceased. So I thank God that they came with the right paperwork. So when they now showed me, as I was looking at the paperwork and I saw letters of administration, I said, did the person pass away? They say yes. So after he completed the paperwork, the person that they gave the power to sign the paperwork came with the mom, because it was the grandmom that passed away. So for some reason this person was not flagged, and I don't know the reason why. Why I'm making this video is to protect us with tag and title agents, because if this customer didn't have all these required documents and I tried to register this vehicle and I didn't see any flag that lets me know that this person has passed away, and also to ask for additional paperwork, I wouldn't have known. And probably maybe a year or so, MVA might come to my place of business and be wondering how I registered this vehicle. So that's why I'm making this video, because we tag and title, there's nothing for me to print that this person was deceased, or for them to go into the system to see at the time of registration this person was not flagged. I don't know if they have a way of knowing, but this one got me scared, because this person, I put the VIN number and it was not flagged, but the customer told me, he said my grandmother has passed away and I'm the person that they gave the permission to sign the title. So that's why I'm making this video. So in case someone passes away, when I called MVA told me they're not responsible to flag. They're not responsible to put all these deceased flags. I think the only one, just from my research, the only way MVA will write you with a form is if that deceased, if they write this, that's if like there are two owners and probably one of the spouses died, then MVA will send a letter in the mail. I think the death certificate MVA will send from from VR 278 or VR 264P death certificate. That's if that person is a co-owner. If that person is a co-owner, MVA will write the other surviving person's spouse to come and remove the deceased name from that registration. So that's the only way MVA will flag. And then register of wills are the people who are supposed to be flagging all these deceased people. But I believe maybe where registers of wills register of wills will flag is if the person had a will. We are talking about someone without a will. This was a grandmother. I wanted to make mention this to MVA, or mention on this video, because when a spouse dies and the other party is a co-owner, MVA will write you to come and take up the deceased name from the registration. But this one is a grandmother, a grandmom. Probably she wasn't married. I don't know if the husband is alive or not, but this is the situation, or this was the situation I had. So this person, you know, brought the guy that got the permission to sign the title, came to my business with his mom. He was trying to sign the title over to his mom, so he came with the mom. So when he came, I didn't see, you know, he came with the paperwork, and I was showing letters of administration. Oh, okay, this person is deceased. Oh, okay. So I paid more attention, and then I said, do you have the death certificate? He said, no, I don't have the death certificate, but I can email it to you. So he emailed me the death certificate. So I now was registering the vehicle, and for some reason I had to call MVA. I said, MVA, look, I have this vehicle that I'm registering. This person was not flagged. MVA said, we're not the authority or the entity that flags deceased people. It should be registers of wills. So I'm letting you guys know that this is a problem for us, the tag and title agents. If you don't flag these people and they're coming to our place of business, and we are registering these cars, and the system is not telling us that this person has been deceased for us to ask for additional paperwork, there's no way for us to fight this. There's no way for us to fight it. If MVA will come to me like a year later or 6 months later and be asking me about the registration, by that time I must have forgotten. And me, Kathleen Lever, I'm someone that if I put the VIN number and I say deceased, believe you me, I'll be asking for either power of attorney or letters of administration or the executor or the will, whatever, you know, that gives that person the authority to. I will ask who signed this title, and they be like, oh, I bought this vehicle from somebody and they gave me just the title. I say, okay, go and tell the person we need the death certificate and then the letters of administration. If you don't bring us the death certificate, that's okay. That's if the person is flagged. But in this case, this person wasn't flagged, so I had to ask for the death certificate. So make sure they give you the death certificate and either letters of administration. Letters of administration, people get it like if the person died without a will, then you're trying to sell this vehicle or trying to register the vehicle, then you go to the probate court of that jurisdiction of where that person was living and ask for the state of Maryland letters of administration. On that letter, they will print your name as the person that they've given the authority to sign that title. So when you are coming to register that vehicle, or when you're selling that vehicle to someone else, yeah, you're going to sign, and then when you sign, you put letters, NOA, letters of administration. If you have a lawyer, if there's a lawyer involved in this, then the lawyer probably might give you power of attorney to sell that vehicle or to put that vehicle in your name. So if you're coming to us, you bring us the original power of attorney. If they don't give you the original, if they don't give you power of attorney, there might be a will. If there's a will, we need a copy of that will. Make sure it's the original, the seal, everything must be on it. And then when you are signing, whoever that's got that authority to sell that vehicle, when you are signing, make sure you sign your signature and then put in parentheses will, if that's what was given to you. You know, what if that was the authority given to you to sign? You have to tell us what authority that was given to you. It's either state of Maryland letters of administration or power of attorney or executor. You will have like executor signature and that's if there's an estate or whatever, or will. Whatever documentation you bring to us, or surviving spouse, because there's a situation whereby the other spouse might be a co-owner on the vehicle. If there's a co-owner on the vehicle and the spouse wants to sell the vehicle instead of putting it in their name, you have, you can do that. But in most cases, MVA will write you in the mail, sending you from VR 278 or 264P. to come in and transfer this title to your name. So if that surviving spouse is not a co-owner, you're going to need your marriage license and the death certificate or whatever letter MVA gave to you to put in your name. But if you want to turn around, some people don't want to come and register the vehicle. They want to just turn around and sell it to someone else. So if you're selling it to someone else and you are the co-owner on the title, you can sell that vehicle to that person by putting, after you sign your signature, you put in parentheses surviving spouse. That's if you're a co-owner on the title. But if you're not a co-owner and the person doesn't have a will, the person who passed away, there's no will, what to do now is to go to the probate court of that jurisdiction where that deceased was living. You go there and request for the state of Maryland letters of administration to send that title over. So once you get that letter, make sure it's the original copy with the seal on it, and then with the death certificate, you hand it to whoever you are selling. And also give a bill of sale. We require that you give a bill of sale so that we'll see your signature there, and you print your name. That way we'll match the name on the letters of administration, or match it on the executor letter, or the power of attorney, or the will. Whatever your name is, we expect you to give a bill of sale so that we know who we are dealing with. So I'm making this video because MVA, we don't want to get into trouble. When we register a vehicle, we forget what happens after that person leaves. The only way we remember is we make notes, to remind us. So, but in case of a vehicle not being flagged, and we register the vehicle, and all of a sudden you're asking for deceased authority and all of this, we have nothing to give you, because when we register the vehicle, there was no flag telling us that this person has been deceased. So I am urging you, MVA, I believe you flag a co-owner if there's a co-owner on the vehicle, and then the register of wills. Please flag people immediately so that we don't get in trouble with MVA, because once you flag them and people working, because most of them working with just the title, claiming, oh, I just bought this vehicle from this person and please, I want to register the vehicle. If they come to my office and I have them complete the form and I go to my computer to register the vehicle and the person is not flagged, how do I know this person is deceased to start asking for additional paperwork? So please help us help you. All I know is that I'll be able to exonerate myself, Kathleen Lever. I will exonerate myself because I can never register a vehicle that they say the person is deceased and the customer is not giving me the right documentation to register that vehicle. So please, try to flag these people so that people don't come behind the deceased or behind their family member, because people will just come, maybe a mechanic. Let me put an example. A mechanic might be working on the deceased vehicle and this person passes away and the deceased title is inside the vehicle. If the person waits for the person to come and get their vehicle and they don't get their vehicle, I know there's some kind of procedure they have to go through in order for them to impound that vehicle for abandonment. They go through the court to do that. But some people, if they see the title in the vehicle, they'll just sign and sell the vehicle to, people are like that. So the only way, they say the only way MVA will flag someone a deceased is if MVA is say, also from what I read online, is either register of wills, or MVA might also flag deceased individuals in their record to prevent identity fraud. Yes, I don't know why MVA told me that they don't flag people, but the only one I know is that if there are two owners on a vehicle, MVA will flag the other party to come and remove the deceased owner from the registration. Some of them will go ahead and carry over the plate and keep everything. That's fine. And sometimes they just want to sell the vehicle to someone else. So if you're a surviving spouse and you're a co-owner on this vehicle, you can sell the vehicle to someone else, but we kind of advise you to put in your name first. When you get the title, then you can sell it to someone else. But why you want to sell it to someone else, make sure you're a co-owner on that title. If you're a co-owner, after you sign on behalf of the deceased, you're gonna put surviving spouse in parentheses, and then give them the death certificate. That's the only way you can sell it if you're a co-owner. If you're not a co-owner, you give that person your marriage certificate. You give that person your marriage certificate, and then on the signature part you put in short, no, if you are not a co-owner on this vehicle, you have to go get us the state of Maryland letters of administration. Yes, that's correct. Yes, if you are not a co-owner on this vehicle, you have to go to the jurisdiction of where that deceased was living to get what is called the state of Maryland letters of administration, so that it will give you the authority to sell that vehicle to someone else or to sell it to yourself. Yes, and also give the death certificate. That is the only way. We also have a scenario whereby the deceased will sign this title prior to their death. I'm sorry. Yeah, some of them will sign it, and then some people will be holding the title. They won't go and register the vehicle. They'll be waiting, and before you know it, they come to register the vehicle, and then the system has already flagged the deceased, saying that this person is deceased, and the person will be like, oh, this person signed up. I bought this vehicle like a year ago. I did not put in my name. Yes, you have to go back to the person that sold you the vehicle, go to the family and ask for the death certificate. Because if you're claiming the person signed it prior to their death, you want to see the death certificate to make sure that this title was signed before the death. So you have to go back to the family and collect the death certificate. But whereby the person did not sign the title and they passed away, the family member that is selling it to you must have an authority that allows them to sell that vehicle to you. And what are these documents? It could be power of attorney from the lawyer or the will. The person had a will, so you bring us a copy of the will, or state of Maryland. Have I mentioned state of Maryland? Yeah, state of Maryland letters of administration. You have to have that, or executor. Maybe the person had an estate and they appointed an executor that is selling all these things. So if you are signing, if that executor is signing on behalf of the deceased, whatever authority you have to put that in parentheses next to your signature. I'm talking to people who are signing all these titles, because we here, we tag and title agents, we get people who bring us the paperwork already signed. The guy that came to me this morning came with his mom, so he was here. The person that was given the authority to the authority from the state of Maryland letters of administration, this person was here with the mom to transfer this title. So he was here. I had to look at his license to make sure he was the right person to sign this title, and I made him sign in front of me. So whatever authority given to you, if an executor is giving you signing this paperwork, it should put his signature next to. If he's signing on behalf of the deceased, where it says seller's signature, he's gonna put executor in parentheses, meaning he's the executor of the estate. So he'll give you paperwork that reflects that. It will have his name or her name, and then the signature. Whatever you bring into us must have the original seal on it. If someone is deceased, sometimes people hire a lawyer they appoint a lawyer to help them disburse the person's property, meaning this lawyer will sign the title. So if this lawyer is signing that title, we need the power of attorney, original power of attorney with the seal on it, to be able to do this. So when you are coming to us and you're saying a lawyer signed this paperwork, we need the original power of attorney that mentions this lawyer's name as the signer of this title. If you are an individual and the person passed away, some people pass away and they don't have a will, So if that is the situation, you go to the courthouse. And the probate court and get what is called State of Maryland letters of administration. They give you the letters of administration wherever you have to go to get the death certificate. I'm sure if someone passes away, they give you the death certificate. So you bring us the original death certificate and then the original letters of administration. So that's all about this. So let me rephrase this again. If you are selling, if a surviving spouse is transferring that title in their name, you don't need executor or letters of administration. You don't need all of this to sign that title over to yourself. MVA will, when your spouse passes away, MVA is gonna send you a letter in the mail. It's gonna be death certificate VR-278 or VR-264P. MVA will send you something in the mail to come down to MVA to any tag and title or to their office to transfer that title in their name, to remove the deceased name. So in that case, when you are signing on behalf of that, on behalf of the deceased, you're gonna sign your signature, and in parentheses you're gonna put surviving spouse. That's if you're a co-owner on that title. If you're a co-owner, yeah, you sign that and then take the death certificate to MVA, or the form MVA will send to you. You take it to MVA and MVA will transfer over. But if you are selling this vehicle to someone else and you are the surviving spouse on that title and you're a co-owner, all you have to do is to sign the title, and in parentheses you put surviving spouse, and then put in parentheses, put surviving spouse next to your signature, and then give the person the death certificate and also a bill of sale. Whatever transaction you are doing on a deceased, we need a bill of sale from whoever is giving you this authority. Please get a bill of sale that will show their name. They're gonna sign, put their title, and then print their full name. Yes, we need that to be able to transact this. Whoever is signing, you're gonna print your name there. You print your name and then you sign and put the authority and put in parentheses of what authority given to you. I don't know if you guys are understanding what I'm saying here. So if you want to put in your name, it's easier. But if you want to sell it to someone else, then you have, if you're a co-owner, I repeat, if you're a co-owner on that title, you don't need any of this: power of attorney, State of Maryland letters of administration, will or executor, whatever. You don't need all of that. All you need to do is to sign next to, sign your signature where it says deceased. If you are the primary owner, you sign your name first. And then on the co-owner, if the deceased is the co-owner, you're going to sign your signature, put surviving spouse next to it, and then print your name, your full name, where it says printed name, co-printed name of seller. You print your name, you signing that document, so that we know how to catch you in case there's any problem. But if you are putting it in your name, it's very easy. And if you're not a co-owner on that title, you have to go to the courthouse and get what's called State of Maryland letters of administration plus the death certificate. You use it to sell the vehicle to whoever you want to sell it to. But make sure when you're selling this vehicle, make sure that you give a bill of sale, so that we know who signed this title. It's gonna have your name on it. So this video is for the State of Maryland Register of Wills and MVA. I don't know who is who that flags deceased people. Please, I'm urging you to flag them immediately so that we don't get into trouble. Because if for some reason we register these vehicles and we don't have, and there's no way for us to prove that at the point of registration we didn't have this, the deceased wasn't flagged, I don't know if the system will figure that out. That's something I've been thinking in my head, and I'm going crazy. I say, how would MVA know that at the time of registration this person wasn't flagged? So the one I flagged, the one that was not flagged is here with me. In case you want to investigate, come to my office and I will show you this deceased that passed away since 2023. We're in 2025. That was not flagged. Thank God the person came here with the right documents. If I didn't see State of Maryland letters of administration, I wouldn't have been asking questions. I would have registered the vehicle. But the customer came with he came with the letters of administration and the title and the lien release. And also, if this person passes away and there's a lien on that registration, it's gonna be another story for another day. Yes, that's more. Yeah, it's gonna require more information. Okay, let me put it this way. If the person paid, let me give you just small brief. If the person paid off on that vehicle and they never got the lien release, that's okay. What to do now is to go, if you're a co-owner on the vehicle, you take the death certificate to the lender, or you fax it to the lender and tell the lender, look, this person has passed away. I need, well, you're already, in short, you're already a co-owner, so you are free to call them, say, please send me the lien release. And then they send you the lien release and use it to either sell the vehicle or you transfer it to your name. But if the person is still paying and that person is a co-owner, then you have to contact the lender. I'm sure the lender will write you to come to the office so that they can remove the deceased name. So they will remove the deceased name and then transfer their standing balance to you. So that will be another paperwork, meaning that the lender will take the lien off of the two of you and then transfer their standing balance to the surviving spouse. So once they transfer their standing balance to the surviving spouse, you're going to have the contract that shows that a lien has been transferred to only the spouse. So you bring that with your paperwork. In this case, you don't have to sell it to anybody. You have to either pay off their standing balance and get the lien release to transact this paperwork, or you put that title in your name, or get somebody that will, you're free to get somebody that will buy the vehicle. Let the person pay off their standing balance. So if they pay their standing balance and they give you the lien release, then you can make this transaction and then follow all the steps that I've mentioned. Okay, if you're a co-owner on this, you sign as the surviving spouse and give them the death certificate with the paperwork, lien release and the title, and also give a bill of sale, and then the vehicle will be registered. But if there's a lien on this deceased, the deceased is the only person on this title. What you now do is, whoever is given that authority, you should use that authority to contact the lien holder. You take that paperwork, the death certificate, state of Maryland letters of administration, make sure it's the original original letters of administration with the seal on it, and then you contact the lien holder and explain all of this to the lien holder. The lien holder will ask you if you want to pay the balance. Yeah, the lien holder will ask you if you want to pay the balance, or sometimes it could be a family member that wants that lien outstanding balance to be transferred over to them. This is gonna be a whole lot. I don't want to make this video too long. So if you want to transfer the lien, you talk to the lender will take off the lien from that deceased, and then the surviving spouse or whoever they want to sell it to. That's if you want to sell it to someone else. If the surviving spouse want to put this in their name and they're not a co-owner on this vehicle, then they have to take the letters of administration, the death certificate to the lender, and explain all of that to the lender and tell the lender I want to carry over the loan. So the lender will now do another paperwork that will show that they've put a lien on this woman, on the surviving spouse or whoever the surviving spouse is, and then they will have a lien release coming off of the deceased, and then a lien going on the person coming to register the vehicle. So it's a whole lot. I don't want to elaborate this. All this video I was trying to make was just to let MVA know that some deceased are not being flagged. Let them look into it and find out how soon and how quick these people are flagged when they're deceased. This person wasn't flagged this past 2 years. I have the paperwork here. If you want to verify, come to my office. I will show you the paperwork that shows that at the point of registration, the person was not flagged. Up till now, was not flagged. I had to send the information to MVA to let MVA know that this person is deceased, and these are the documentation. This is the death certificate, this is the letters of administration. So I'm helping registrar's office to report to MVA that this person is deceased. That's strange. That's not, it's supposed not to be like that, because if this keeps happening, believe you me, a lot of tag and title people will be registering a lot of cars. We'll be registering a lot of cars, of deceased cars, vehicles, without getting the appropriate documents. So we don't know. We are not psychic to know. There's no way for us to know if this person is not flagged. So I'm begging you to flag these people immediately so that there won't be theft. People will go steal the person's vehicle and they come here, they will get vehicle registered. We can't be held liable for that. So I will fight for myself, because I know I will never make that mistake. So I will fight MVA, and whatever investigation they want me to do, I will go to the registrar's office to find out why this person was not flagged, because I will not make that mistake. I can never make that mistake. So I can only speak for myself. But the other tag and title people, some of them, they will see and they will register. I'm not that kind of person. So when I have any query with MVA, I go there and find out what did I do wrong, and if there's any investigation I have to do to exonerate myself, I go that length to do it. So that's why I'm begging you people, please flag them immediately to avoid theft and to avoid people escaping, bringing us all these escaping the paperwork that are required for them to get these vehicles registered. This will end this video. If you have any questions, please contact me at 410-668-6000, or I can be reached on you're free to reach me through Google. You're free to reach me through my website. Use the contact section, to ask me whatever question that you want, and I'll be glad to answer your questions accordingly. Please give me 24 to 48 hours to respond back. So if there's any further questions, please leave me your comments. Leave me your questions on the comment section, so that whenever I'm chance, I'll be able to answer accordingly. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.